What is New York City planning for? And do they know something that we don't know? Remember, it was like earlier this year, New York City or New York began having these commercials or these preparedness videos about in the event of a nuclear attack. Now, it was really strange because people started seeing these things happen on the TV, and then, it's like, what's going on? Why are you doing a video how to prepare what to do in the event of a nuclear attack? Remember that? And then this right here, look at this. The woman who foresaw the 9/11 predicts a nuclear explosion for 2023. See, you can see this was done at 9:15. This was on Microsoft Edge headline. Why, you have to ask yourself at this point, why are they having things like this come out? Why? And it wasn't the first one I saw recently. There was some other talk about it too. Is Russia going to do something, or are we going to see whatever happen? It's like, are they giving clues of something happening? Really, I'm wondering what is going on, really, with this. I don't want to see it. I don't, because it makes the land uninhabitable. It does, and it's just, it don't sound pretty pleasant at all. I don't think there's any need for it. There really isn't. Isn't that why when Admiral Byrd went to Middle Earth, the leader of Middle Earth told him they do not want the use of these type of weapons because this is their Earth too. It's their Earth too, remember? So I want to look at this right here because this is weird. I think, why you got this on your main page about this prediction of 2023? Why? And then let's go back a little further. Remember when we watched that Pentagon briefing where they had the new position they created for what was it? Artificial intelligence. Remember that? And they had Sergeant somebody, and he had invented this technology or something, this drone technology, and they wanted to fast 90 days to countdown. Remember that? She said in 90 days we'll be able to put it to use in a red sand or red sky. I don't know what it was they wanted. They were going to have it ready by around January so they can use it, and the Middle East would be the testing ground. That's what they said. The Middle East would be the testing ground for this technology. And it was a sense of an urgency. It was fast tracked, you all. Is something coming? Is something going on? Because, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. We really do. Our world is like wild. We got bad weather events and things like that. Hello, everyone. Hello, Apple Brooks, honey. Yes, you are. Hello. Hello, everyone. So I want to read this. I'm going to come over here to I don't know how this is going to do. I'm on two different browsers right here. I want to come over here. See if you can see it. Oh, I already got it pulled up. I got it pulled up, you all. Let's look at this because this is kind of strange. It really is. So the woman. Can y'all hear me? The woman who foresaw 9/11 predicts a nuclear explosion. Look, it's got 391 comments. Already 2,870 thumbs down. No, we don't want this. We do not want this is what they're saying. We don't want it. That's what they're saying. And they don't want it, you all. Who wants it? I don't want it. I don't know anybody who really does want it. There might be some. So looking like that, you all, it's like a mushroom cloud. The woman who foresaw the 9/11 predicts a nuclear explosion for 2023. Fortune telling is an ancient mystical skill. An ancient mystical skill, you all. That's what it is. Let me put this back to me. An ancient mystical skill. Okay. That's what they're calling it. Let me get this out of here. I want to do a screen share is what I want to do. Let me do a window capture right here. Here we are, you all. Can I put myself, let me put myself up here around this. I like doing the window capture. That way I can read it. And oopsie, Gina, honey. You get yourself out of that way, Gina, honey. I can, you all. I'm going to put myself right here. so I can look at this like this. So the woman who foresaw a 9/11 predicts a nuclear explosion for 2023. Fortune telling is an ancient mystical skill that is given little regard these days. However, there are a few special cases that make even the biggest skeptics question the realms of possibility. Bobby Vanga was one of those rare figures. This old and blind Bulgarian woman is rumored to have predicted some of the greatest world events in recent history. She died more than 2 decades ago, but many of her most famous prophecies came to fruition after her death. Bobby Vanga has many dedicated followers who wait to see which of her predictions come true each year. Click through the gallery to learn more about this extraordinary woman and find out what she had to say about 2023. I don't see no gallery. Is this you? I can't click on it right here. You ever heard of a Bobby Vanga? I haven't heard of it before. Have you all? Oh, you have heard upon her? Farmer Honey. Gina, are you aware how China has Farmer Honey? I'm aware about that, but I'm not talking about crypto right now in a cashless society. I'm talking about this right here. And if and when I talk about that, it won't get very many. It'd be shadow banned regardless. Okay, it would. We're talking about the Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga. Let's do this, you all. How am I going to get over there? Yeah, I got to figure out how on earth I'm going to get over here because this is on another thing. Okay, right here. Can I stick it? I don't even know where this is going. It's kind of scary when you do this, you all. Okay. The end of the world is near again. There were many times people believed it would happen. Well, I don't see anything right here. Oh, okay. Ooh. Now that's a pretty artistic picture. It really is. If you look at it from an artistic point of view, I mean it's very dangerous looking. It is, but it does. It's got a I don't like what it causes, but the colors are. It's got all kinds of colors. It looks all fiery at the top, and then the water below is kind of whatever. What city is that, you all? I see a needle point up here. I see a needle point. Where is this city? What is this city depicting right here? What is this needle point right there? It kind of reminds me of some kind of technology or something like that. Yeah. So I don't know what that is, you all, but that's okay. Let's see this. So, let's see what this has got to do. The planet has been through many natural disasters, including earthquakes, storms, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis, all of which has caused irreparable damage. Yes, they have. Do you believe a natural catastrophe, an asteroid, war, or even a deadly virus such as COVID could be capable of causing an apocalypse and completely destroying the planet as we know it? Well, quite possibly. In the following gallery, discover famous predictions about the end of the world. Well, I didn't know they had stuff like this. Okay, let's look at this. Am I on here? What would that be, you all? That looks pretty. But I don't know what it's saying about it. I really don't. Let me see what they're saying about it. I guess I've got to. I don't know. How am I going to get over there? This is kind of tricky. Oh, our planet. We were covered with water. Click this ad. Get this out of there. We got dinosaurs. Okay, the dinosaur disaster. Oh, scientists estimate 65 million years ago, a huge disaster was responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. Oh, wow. Oh, that is a huge asteroid, you all. Look at them running. They're screaming. Let's count their fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many? They probably got 4. They've got like a bird feet. Let's look at this. So they can see the extinction of the dinosaur continues to puzzle the scientists, while many theories have sprung up in an attempt to predict what threat will cause the end of the human race. You all listen to that talk. What threat will cause the end of the human race? They already got us the end of the human race. Well, I don't want to see that. Oh, here now we have Noah's flood. Let's look at that. The end of the world. The Bible's sacred books report the end of the world at least twice. The book of Genesis, God instructs Noah to build an ark and save one female and one male from every species on earth. God then destroys the planet with a giant flood while leaving everything on the ark alive. Got that lightning. If you look at this lightning, it's got those points, little round points in it like the plasma does at times when you see the plasma webs. What is that? End of the world. The other section of the end of the world is located in the book of Revelation. It talks about a huge war between good and evil that ends the world. It's making both my ears burn, you all. This really is. Let's count their fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just want to make sure they all have the same types of fingers, the same number of fingers. I don't want to have any aliens. You know, some of the species, they have different fingers. That's why I was looking at the fingers, but he's got 5 fingers. Oh, what is that, you all? Are we on here? Yes. The end of the world, Johannes Stoffler. I've never heard of that. An ancient theory about the end of the world announced by the German astrologist and mathematician Johannes Stoffler, according to Britannia, predicted the end of the world would end in 1524 after the alignment of the planets would provoke a huge flood. Well, it didn't happen. It didn't, you all. Then another theory predicted the end of the world in 1666 in reference to number 666, seen by some as the number of the beast portrayed in the book of Revelation. This is National Geographic. You ever ask yourself, why is National Geographic talking about stuff like this? This is all these types of predictions. Well, this is like a fire. Yet again, the Great Fire of London, 666. His theory was reinforced by a huge fire that hit the city of London, reportedly in detail. Wonder where they're going with this, I really do. The end of the world in 1910, Halley's Comet passed the Earth, and people began to fear that the planet would become contaminated and everybody would die. Do you think that was Halley's Comet? And or was that like a spaceship that came by? Wait a minute. You see that like that? Look at that on there. You know what that looks like? That looks like that beam of light that came down at the observatories in Hawaii. It really does. The observatories in Hawaii, when we were able to look at the time lapse, there was a beam of light that came down that looked just like that. Do you all remember that? Coming down from there? Let me put this back to me if I can. Let me see if I can get that on there. Where was that at, you all? Because I remember seeing a picture like that in Hawaii at the observatories because we did some screenshots of it. I just got to get to them. Let me see if we can get them. It was really weird. Thinking, no, you got to be kidding. You've got this beam of light coming down at the observatories. If we can find them. As we got so many pictures. Here it is right here. See, look at that. Right there. Remember that? The Canada, France, Hawaii telescope. See, that came down too. It was in our video, so it was on the east view. So we see that. Doesn't that look like that, you all? Really? That's what that looks like. I don't think it's a comet. I think it's something else. I think it's some kind of a ship. I really do think it's some kind of a ship. No comet. This was this is the north view at the observatory. And here it is again. The east view. Right there. So this is kind of strange. It really is kind of strange if you think about it. What's this one? End of the world. Hal Lindsey, Theory of the End of the World became 70s, wrote The Late Great Planet Earth. He predicted the apocalypse would happen in 1988, and it didn't happen. 19 is Time Magazine. Okay. Nostradamus. So we got Nostradamus. Are we in here? I hope this is all right, you all. The End of the World by Nostradamus, one of the most famous end of the world theories formulated by Nostradamus. It was prophesied the arrival of the King of Terror in August of 1999, as described in the Washington Post. This is interesting that they're going through all of these things. I've heard about that, the 1999. Have you heard about it? The year 2000, the Y2K. Remember that? The end of the 20th century, accompanied by many other end of the world theories. Who doesn't remember the famous millennium bug theory? It involved a problem in the coding computer systems, which were designed to interpret just the final 2 digits. Who's doing all this stuff, you all? Who's doing all of this thing saying this stuff is going to happen? Where is the source of this? So you can see for a long, long time, there's been a lot of things that have been predicted that have not came to pass. And then we got this right here. End of the world, millennium bug. The theory developed that because the computer systems would interpret the 00 as a 1900, wrecking massive chaos, some believed that this would create glitches capable of causing a worldwide apocalypse. Well, that didn't happen, you all. It did not. If you're just tuning in, I didn't know they had stuff like this. Look at that. Massive. That looked like a wave that somebody who surfed would love to ride that wave, but I don't think they'd last. I really don't think they'd be squashed by it. Harold Camping in the year 11 years later in 2011, another date was predicted by Harold Camping. He died in 2013 without witnessing the apocalypse as reported. So he predicted it. I don't know when he predicted it, but you can see that right there. What's this? This looks like the Egypt's or something. The End of the World by the Mayans. In 2012, a strong theory took over the world, the Mayans, and it evolved the Mayans, the ancient pre-Columbian civilization that lived in the territory that we know as Central America. What's that? 2112-2012. So the theory was tied to the Mayan calendar that at the time was reinforced by events happening around the world, including some storms, unrest in the Middle East, according to the BBC. And remember that they said, what did they say about the Mayan calendar, you all really? Remember, Gina, can you get that back to you? You remember what they said about the Mayan calendar, what it would happen? That really, like CERN kind of did something, and that, did they say that this year was the year, actually 2012? I think I've heard rumors about this is really 2012. That's what I heard. But there's a lot of rumors. There's a lot of predictions, a ton of predictions that are going on out there, a ton of them. And I didn't know some of these. I'd never heard of some of these. I didn't. Let's go back over to here. So that was the 2012. So what's this? Hey, this reminds me of the thing, he is angry. Remember the sun? He was very angry, you all. If you didn't see the sun, he was angry. That's what this reminds me of. Oh my gosh, Rasputin. The End of the World, Grigory Rasputin. The deceased Russian mystic, Grigory Rasputin. You know what? When I thought about that, I said the word Putin. Yeah, it really makes me wonder, Predicted that in 2013, a terrible storm would strike the earth, according to Pravda report. Look at that. It does. This reminds me of he is angry. It does. Where's that picture of him being angry, you all? It was the sun. And the sun, there was really a fiery face that appeared on the sun. And I'm going to show you it right now. It was like, he's angry. Right here. Here's his face, you all. He is angry. This was on the NASA product. You can see the inverted view. Look at his eyes. You see it? You see his eyes? It's perfect. Perfect. In the inverted mode, perfect eyes, his nose and his mouth spewing out fire. You can see it right below me. His eyes. You can even see his pupils. You can see his eyebrows. You can see his nose and his mouth. You can see it over here in the inverted mode, you all. Look at that. He is angry. That's the only phrase that came to my mind. What happened was when this spun around, fire was seen coming out of his mouth, and I had just so happened to click on that spot right there, and I caught him with he was angry. That was really wild, you all. Very, very wild to see that. And I'm not just saying that. That's what that reminded me of. He is angry. Okay, Rasputin. Okay, the end of the world, end time prophecies. What bridge is that, you all? This is like massive tidal wave right here. Hello. So the Christian group called the End Time Prophecies, I've never heard of it, believed in 2016 the magnetic poles of the earth would undergo an extreme change and wipe out the human race, according to the Telegraph. Well, I didn't hear of that. Guess I was out of the loop. Guess so, you all. Look at that. I didn't know that. We don't want to look at your fingernails. Okay. Oh, Will Smith, honey. We know you. Yes, we do. End of the world cinema. In addition to the many theories and prophecies, multiple movies have depicted the end of the world. These include the Independence Day and the Day After Tomorrow. So, but he wasn't in those, was he? I feel like I need to dust my screen with my feather duster. I really like to dust it. Okay, might as well dust this too. Okay, I've dusted my screen. All right, no, so that was Will Smith. Okay, so he did it. Let's do that. Oh, now see, that's the day after tomorrow, you all. You know, that's when we have a global warming going on. You remember that? Global warming going on, and then comes a flash freeze. That's the Statue of Liberty. Does anyone know where the Statue of Liberty was? She given as a gift? Is that what it was? And who is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be depicting a goddess? The statue of... Oh, he was in Independence Day, Gina. I never did watch it. I didn't. Is this... The Statue of Liberty, somebody give me some background on it. I think I've heard that this was a gift from France, maybe. And this was some kind of a goddess or something. What is the statue? Lucifer is the light bringer. What is this? Okay. From France, and it was gifted from France. Okay, I got that right. But was this supposed to be depicting a goddess? What was it supposed to be depicting is what I'm wondering. Artemis. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Artemis. Atna. Okay, that's another name, right? Shalom. Janae, Israel, joy of Zion. Shalom. So the end of the world, David Mead, a writer famous for his theories about the end of the world, wrote Planet X, the 2017 arrival. You all, what if that happened? See that? Planet X 2017 arrival. That's really kind of interesting. I didn't hear about that. I don't know if you did either. Okay, we got some debris. Okay, let's look at that so we can see that. And we don't look at that woman's belly fat. Okay, the end of the world. According to David Mead's theory, the Earth would be hit by a planet called X. The prediction gained traction after NASA discovered a new planet called Planet 9. Okay, now let's think about that. Why you want to call the planet an X? See, that's just now, I've heard it put together, Planet X, but I've never just thought of the planet separated with just the X by itself. See, that's what's... Why would it be? I know that Blackjack Gator. I know that Planet X, Nibiru, Nemesis, the Destroyer. But why called X? Just plain old X. What does that X mean, really, if you think about it? There's got to be a reason why that X came up to begin with. Symbolism. Symbolic. Oh, well, Christine, honey, that's a thought. It is. Oh, what on earth? We got some boxes. Oh, no. The end of the world theories. His predictions. combined the astrological theory with beliefs outlined in the book of Revelation as detailed in the Express. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like these shipping containers and there was a flood and these cars are stranded. The planet of crossing. Yes, I thought about that. X hit the spot. Oh, Thomas, SpaceX. That's interesting too. It's 10. Oh, Rambo too. That's interesting. That's right. The Wolf Creek. That's right. The 10th planet. Why did they say it was the 9th planet? What is the 9th planet? X-Men. That's right. 10 equals X, Roman numeral. Wow. Oh, Giliana, marked for death. That's right. Wow. Planet crossing. Railroad tracks. Does that got an X on it? Well, I don't know about that. X-Files. That's right. X-ray. X marks the spot. Oh, yeah. Pluto has always been, yeah. So, okay, we got the solar system right here. We do. So the end of the world explanation, astrological phenomenons were also used by the writer to support his theory that a planet would hit the Earth and result in a period of immense disorder. This included the alignment of the Sun, Moon, and Jupiter in the constellation of Virgo. Okay, you all, wait a minute. There's something happening in January. Remember? In January of 2025, because they're decommissioning the ISS, remember? And they were going to cause the ISS to land straight at Point Nemo, where the city, ancient city of Riley is depicted in H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu. But there was there was Nimrod's birthday. There was some kind of an alignment, I think, that we figured out took place in January of that year. Some kind of a planetary alignment, I'm thinking. Let me see if there was a planetary alignment in January of 20. We was trying to figure that out in January of 2025. Some kind of something was happening. Astral sun. No. Planetary alignment, astronomy calendar of celestial events for 2025. Let's come over here really fast, you all. Okay, I got it. 2025. Can we see? Because that is when they are crash landing. Naval. I don't even know how to read this. Okay. We have the Quadraneds meteor shower above. Oh, it's an above average shower with up to 40 meters per hour at its peak. Look, they got a countdown for it, you all. Or no, that's not a countdown. That's just the time of day. Sorry about that, you all. Produced by dust grains. Oh, it is thought to be produced by dust grains left behind by an extinct comet known 203EH1, discovered in 2033 or 23. The crescent moon will sit early in the evening, leaving the dark skies for what should be an excellent show. Best viewing in a dark location. January, Venus at the greatest eastern elongation. The full moon on January the 13th. Mars at opposition. The full moon. Okay, we're into February. I don't know what's going on, but that's when you all, if you hadn't heard of it, look, watch this, you all. Decommission. 2025 crash. at Point Nemo. Watch this, you all. Look at this. It'll be retired. See that? The International Space Station will be retired and crashed into the remote part of the Pacific Ocean known as Point Zero. So, wait, now they changed it. Now they said it's 2030. You all thought we just read that they were going to have it only be till 2025. Now they're saying 2031. This is weird, you all. I even did, maybe they said 2031, and maybe, I don't know why I'm thinking 2023. Okay, well, they're still going to crash land it. What's so special about that date, though? Really, ask yourself. Okay, now look. ISS will begin maneuvers to prepare for their deorbit as early as 2026. They're going to crash into the Point Nemo. Okay, so that's what we got going on right there. So NASA decommissioned it. So let's get back to our thing, you all, right here. So now we're coming back over here. The end of the world. Okay, so we looked at that. Let's look at some more of this stuff. What is that? The end of the world belief, according to Mead's theory, also described in another publication by the Sun, the end of the world would start with the biblical rapture on April the 23rd of 2018, triggering a period of a worldwide wars and the rise of the Antichrist. Well, there was no rapture that occurred. There was no rapture. But I didn't know that was there. I didn't. Okay, we got the earth. Oh, that's it, you all. That is those wild predictions. Right there, you all. There was. So then let's look at this. Okay. There's pretty pictures right there, by the way. That is. So look at this. So now we've got this. What would happen to the 25 largest cities in the event of a nuclear attack? Ask yourself, why are they got these headlines here? This is MSN. It's in their ENUS, money, real estate, what would happen. Why do they got this? So a recent survey showed that 77% of Americans believe that a nuclear, chemical, or biological attack taking place somewhere in the world was a very real threat. The figure, part of a survey conducted by Global Marketing. Why are they doing a marketing thing on that? Why would they do a survey, you all? For the Ipsos and Halifax International Security Forum. Why would they do that? Isn't that strange? Why were you going to do a thing like that? Represents a 6% increase from the previous results. The West, okay, now they're hypothetically talking, was lulled into a sense of security during the relative period of calm since the Cold War, it now has to come to grips with the long unthinkable notion from the intercontinental ballistic missiles that can travel thousands of miles to submarines that can launch nuclear weapons. An all-out nuclear war would reach anywhere on the planet, including the U.S. And here's how far the most powerful missiles can travel. Well, we know that they can reach whatever. Russia conducted its first test. The Saramat can carry 10 nuclear warheads and decoys. Nobody wants to destroy the planet. They really don't. No, they don't want to end life as we know it. They don't. A military expert said the use of the weapons was whatever. So to find out how the detonation could affect these cities, let's see. Let me see this. The 25 largest metropolitan areas. Wall Street used nuke map. Now why? Oh, let's look at this. Look at this, you all. We have chosen two typical warhead yields, the equivalent of 100 kilotons and 800 kilotons of TNT detonated in the air over the center of these cities. The bombs that devastated Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945 had yields of 16 and 21 kilotons, respectively. Metropolitan areas are ordered by total population from smaller to larger. So, if you think about this, in 1945 they did this. Then in 1947 there came the Roswell incident and stuff like that. And other things started happening. So they used a nuke map. The two yields would have different blast ranges, and the farther from the point of destination lighter and damage becomes. Not surprising, more densely populated metropolitan areas, they already got it planned out, would sustain many more deaths and higher casualty figures. More than 1.5 million would die if an 8-kiloton bomb detonated over Manhattan. More than 8 million people would feel the effects of the blast. In less dense cities, far people would be affected. In Dallas, which ranks the fourth largest by population, such a bomb would only lead. Look, listen to this. Listen how this is worded. In Dallas, such a bomb would lead to only, see how they wrote that? Why are you going to say to only? 220,500 deaths. Why would they put that in parentheses? This is going to make you weird. These are also weapons with much larger yields. And in the event of attack, it is likely multiple warheads would be directed at a city, not just one. Regardless of whether one or many would be detonated over a city, the number of deaths and injuries, not to mention the immediate and lasting damage, that's right, to structures in the area as a whole, is inconceivable. So this is strange. I didn't know they had a nuke map. You all should we click into it? Or should we click in it? Just look. What's going to look at? Oh my gosh, I didn't know they had one. Oh my gosh, you all, look at this. What is this thing doing? Nuclearsecrecy.com. Are we supposed to be here? Are we? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, did you know this thing existed? This is wild. You can say the name of the city you want to go after. You can say an air burst, a surface burst, or casualties and radioactive fallouts. Oh my gosh. Why do they got Seattle targeted? That's strange. Is this where the person was at? Olympia, North Dakota. I did not know they had something like that. Oh, I don't think I like it. I really don't like it. Well, so I'm going to click out of that. Boom. Y'all, that's wild. 2 yields. Okay, so that was it. That was it, you all. So that's wild. There was one other thing that I was looking for. Right here. So here we got New York City. New York City Management, City Emergency Management. This is in July of this year. Introducing, they launched a new public service announcement, PSA, that focuses on a nuclear preparedness. While the likelihood of a nuclear weapon incident occurring in New York City is very low, it is important that New Yorkers know the steps to take to stay safe. And the new PSA encourages New Yorkers to take key, simple steps in the event of such an incident. You ever ask yourself, why did they do that? Really? Why did they do that? You all, let's let you listen to that. I've got to come over here. Let me put it back to me. I've got to turn on this audio so you can hear it. If you hadn't heard it, you all, this is really wild. It is wild. So what on earth this is doing? I don't know what this thing is doing. Can I look at this?
It is 5:14. Welcome back from crime to COVID. New Yorkers have had a lot to worry about lately. Now city officials want you to prepare for another potential danger, even though it is not actually a potential danger. And I'm talking nuclear attack.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why. Just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do we do?
So the Department of Emergency Management launched that public service announcement on what to do if there is a nuclear attack. It features 3 steps. Get inside, head to a basement or the middle of a building, remove all of your outer clothing, and monitor updates from the government and the media again. The department says no specific threat has been made to the city, but they just want you to be prepared.
That was kind of weird. It really was. Look at.
Today, the New York City mayor is answering the question that a bunch.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit.
That's the opening line in the public service announcement that stunned many who live in America's most populous city, confused initially that a nuclear attack might have happened and that they simply missed it. But the city's mayor pushing back that the hypothetical nature of the announcement was alarmist.
No, I don't think it was alarmist. I'm a big believer in better safe than sorry. I take my hat off to OEM. This was right after the attacks in the Ukraine. And OEM took a very proactive step to say, let's be prepared. And it doesn't mean just a nuclear attack. It's any natural disaster. Pack a bag. Know where your medicines are located. These are just smart things to do. And, many of us, we think about COVID and other things that have been on the forefront, but we're still one of the top terrorist threats. There are no imminent threats to the city that we know about, but we always have to be prepared as New Yorkers, and I think OEM did the right thing. We're going to always be proactive, not panic, but we're going to be prepared.
Okay, so what do we do?
The video takes viewers through 3 steps on how to respond to an attack of this nature.
Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows.
Look at this. Are they having stage 4 blackouts? Let me get my face off of here. Are they having stage 4 blackouts right now in New York? Cause let me get my head out of the way. Let me come back over here. Let me make this video big. Look at that up there on the top. Are they having stage 4 rolling blackouts right now? They are? Oh, wow. Because I'm thinking, why is that on there? Oh, wow. Christine, honey, I didn't know that. That's like one of the highest stage, isn't it? Yeah. No, this ain't no natural disaster.
Have a basement? Head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body.
Mayor Adams suggesting the war in Ukraine is the main reason for the PSA after Russian threats to use nuclear weapons to defend its sovereignty.
When I saw it and heard it, I thought it was a great idea. My understanding is that it was really taking necessary steps after what happened in Ukraine to give preparedness. But not only it's not only nuclear. We need to be clear on that. It's preparedness. We're going to continuously put out, as we move into hurricane season, we're going to put out a series of PSAs, a series of announcements about preparedness. We're in this preparedness space because the worst thing we could happen is not to tell people prepare.
New Yorkers had mixed reactions.
I feel like it's always important to inform the people of incoming danger, and I think if there's like a plan that they were going to implement, I think that would also be important for us to know.
So I think this message is a little alarming, quite frankly. There's so many other things going on to worry about. And if I have to find cover somewhere, I definitely will. But it's really hot today, and I honestly feel like I just can't be bothered today.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'll tell you the truth, I'm scared. I think about it a lot.
A sentiment now shared by many.
The Office of Emergency Management later putting out a statement that the likelihood of a nuclear weapons incident in New York City remained low, but that they wanted to draw attention to something people don't give much thought to. And on that, mission accomplished. Sherwin Bryceby's SABC News, New York.
All right, you all, let me audio that out. So let me see if I can get off that page. I'm going to come back over here to this front page, which was this right here, and let me put myself right here. Actually, let me get rid of my window capture. Let me get rid of my window capture and get that off of there. Boom, and let's come back to this. So why do they got this out there like that? Really ask yourself why. And we've got wild things going on right now. We do. We got weather, and I'm just really wondering: is New York in stage 4 rolling blackouts? That's the thing, right there. Oh, Christine, honey. Oh, yeah. So let me put this to me. I'm just interested. I'm just wondering. I'm going to click out of the Microsoft Edge completely. Okay, I'm out of it. I'm just wonder. Is New York City in stage 4 rolling blackouts? Let me look at this. I just want to see if there's anything within the past week. Well, I'm not seeing it. I'm not. Rolling blackouts. I'm not seeing it at all within the past month. Stage 4 blackouts. Oh. Look at this. So, we're gonna. How come this is on here? What is this, you all? Stage 4 blackouts start from 9 a.m. I guess that's true. What are we doing in South Africa? Are we in South Africa, you all? Is this South Africa TV? It looked like I'm in South Africa. I didn't know what I was in. South Africa something. Oh, so they I guess they're having rolling blackouts and still. Due to further breakdowns and delay, returns of generating units to service stage 4 load sharing will be implemented from 9 o'clock until further notice. Eskom will publish a full statement in due course. So, deployment of soldiers at Eskom power stations will reduce criminality. Oh, wow, you all. So, I guess that's something about like that. It is. Let me put this back to me, you all. So this is, it's kind of wild. I don't want to see this type of event ever in my lifetime. I don't. I don't like to read about it either. But I'm thinking, why would New York do a video like that? And why are there some people writing articles about it, talking about it? I know you need to prepare for it, and it's something that somebody does not want to prepare for. You don't want to have to. We can prepare for the winter storms and stuff like that, but who's going to survive something like that? Who's going to? That's apocalyptic. It really is. So, I don't think I really like that. I don't. But that's what I saw. Thinking, why that? Why you want to talk about if that were to occur? Really? Because we got enough stuff going on that we had to prepare for. We really do. And something like that just adds to it. I think I'll just prepare for the winter storm that's coming. I will. And I hope you're preparing too. And if that happens, yeah, that's right. No, it won't matter. That's right. We'll just stand in the blast and get it over quick. Janice, that's right. Just in a flash, in a blink of an eye. That's right. Boom, gone. Incinerated. Wouldn't feel a thing. Isn't that what they did in some movies when like an asteroid was coming? And they didn't want to tell the citizens. And they showed this president, I think it was Morgan Freeman or somebody at the time, standing on the beach with his daughter, I think, or whoever it was, his wife. And they saw it coming, and he just embraced her, and then that was the end of it. It's like that. They enjoyed the last few moments of life that they had together. Yeah, that's right, you all. Eve the God, no more bills. That's right. No more bills at all. Yeah. So that's all right, you all. New York base underground. Isn't everything on a different level from Mud Fossil? Creator knows. Well, I'm sure there is. And why does New York City has floodgates? Remember the floodgates they had? They had the floodgates in New York City. New York City's floodgates. I did a video on this. New York City floodgates. Floodgates. That was wild. It really was kind of. Y'all, let's look at these floodgates really fast. These are the floodgates. The massive floodgates in New York City. Look at that. The gallery. What's this? The gallery. The 62-meter giant floodgates designed to save Venice. Did you know Venice had something like this? I didn't know that. Look how massive those are. Are we expecting another flood or something? Okay, it's fine. This is 2018. Then this is strange. It really is. The last of Venice's huge floodgates have been built as part of the project worth around 4.8 billion euros to protect the Italian city from rising sea levels. Well, who said anything about rising sea levels, you all? Really? Who said anything about that? Why would they rise, you all? Really? Would it be a pole reversal or something? A pole flipping and stuff like that? Would it? Because this is really strange. Who else on here knew that they would be building something like this? Did you all? Already underwater? Yes, but they're expecting even more. That is wild. The Mose project. Look, the Croatian firm Broadspilt has completed 63 floodgates, 30 meters long, 20 meters high, up to 5 meters deep. Each weigh 300 tons each. A deal worth $62 million. It was electromechanical experimental module, involves installing mobile floodgates that will separate Venetian Lagoon from Adriatic Sea when the tide is higher than 3 meters. There will be 4 barriers, up to a total of 72 gates when finished. Construction started in 2003 and is expected to have a 100-year lifespan. The installations consist of 20,000 tons of built-in steel. And when the gates are filled with water, they sit on the bottom of the sea. But as the sea rises, they will be pumped with compressed air so that they lift to the surface and are used to close the entrance to the lagoon. The city is threatened by a combination of subsidence and rising sea levels. Not beefy productions. What's that mean? This chat is cooked. I don't understand that phrase or that slang. This chat is cooked? Yeah. That is really weird. Who else is building floodgates? You all, let's look at this. When was this? It's 2013. A new Arakawa floodgate. Oh, from the cities underground in Tokyo. Nippon. That's it. Nippon, you all. Look at all of these cities. I did not know all of this was happening. We got Venice. New Orleans got a floodgate. Well, they need one because they had that happening. Texas City has a floodgate. Okay, floodgates are like, I guess they're normal. They really are. But I wanted to see New York's. Okay, look. Will flood barriers save New York? Well, first they're going to have a nuclear attack, they said. States of New Jersey and New York sustained spectacular damage in 2012. So they are building in downtown Manhattan. Did I miss why you say are cooked? Hello there, J. Jocelyn, honey. Already worried of next big storm. New York automatic flood panels is what they got. So this is interesting. I knew about the floodgates of New York, but not about the other places. Yeah, this is what it was right here. This was interesting if you hadn't seen the pictures. 44,600-pound floodgate installed on New York City tunnel to protect from superstorms, super climate change. E pluribus unum, out of many, one. What's that mean, you all? Out of many, one on their floodgate. Does anyone know what that means? Out of many, one. They have a underground city. Hello there, J. Jocelyn, honey. An underground city, out of many, one. And you can see, if you've been on the Queens Midtown Tunnel, you saw installation of handsome floodgates, bronze-colored floodgates, watertight barriers. Gates of information. Yeah, the doors have the seal of the state of New York as well as the United States motto, E pluribus unum. Okay, that's what it means. We asked them about these gates. They're 29 feet long, 14 feet high, almost 2 feet thick at 22 inches. The initiative is part of a long-term flood mitigation implemented superstorm. What? There is a huge volcano under New York City? I didn't know that. Wow. Well, Diana, honey, they're not going to get out. That's right. They're going to be stuck in there. Can we see if there's a volcano under New York City? Did you say under New York City? Let's see that. Under New York. We're going to check it out. A huge volcano. Volcano. Oh, Gina spelled it wrong. Under New York, you all. That could go off, too. That would be a natural disaster. That would be wild. Oh, how an 1815 volcano eruption made New York what it is today. 38,000 people in the surrounding area were killed. The village was blown to bits. Trees were uprooted and threw in the air, and volcanic ash reached heights of 4 feet. Let's see this. So, we can see this is a Getty image right there. On April the 15th, residents of the Samoa Island heard terrible explosions, and the government mobilized the army thinking they were under attack. So is anyone hearing like noises under them in New York, like rumblings and stuff? Because if so, it's probably something like this. I think we did a video on this before. No army could subdue this monster, which turned out to be the largest volcanic explosion in human history. The eruption of Mount Tambora in what is now Indonesia was so big, it would go on to impact people around the globe. And our culture history today, according to Newbork, the village without a summer. Was this in New York or what? It destroyed the water supply. I thought it was supposed to be in New York. How did I get over here? Chile reported virtually sunny days. Austria, the wife has been beaten to death by... Oh, I don't want to see that, you all. I thought I was supposed to be looking... Okay, New York. The U.S. was also affected. You all, let's look at this. The U.S. was also affected by the weather shifts with uncharacteristic cold snaps through the summer of 1816. Snow fell that summer from Canada to Massachusetts, leading to the worst harvest ever recorded in North America. It was so cold in New York that frozen birds fell from the trees. failed harvest throughout the East set people in search of fertile land in the American West. In between 15,000 and 20,000 people left the West from Maine alone, and we have similar reports for New York, Hampshire, and Vermont. The Great Migration continued for 5 years from 1815 to 1819, you all. While only 4 new territories had become states in 1792 and 1812, one new state was declared in the year between 1816 and 1821. Indiana, Mississippi, Illinois, Alabama, Maine, and Missouri. Wow. That is strange. With the help of the Erie Canal, New York managed to do something, you all. It was a year without a summer. And it was because of the volcano, the Tambora. Isn't that what it was? The Tambora? Get up there. I don't want to look at that. The Tambora volcano, Mount Tambora in Indonesia. It surprisingly had positive effects, including the building of the Erie Canal. Thomas Jefferson had rejected the ideas as since the canal would only lead to the wilderness. It created a simplified westward migration. Poor roads over the Appalachian Mountains were ill-suited for settlers. Thanks to the shock of the Tambora crisis, the project was able to go ahead. It accelerated the development of the New York State and dropped the cost of transporting goods to New York. And okay, you've got the Erie Canal, Geneva. Wow, so that's interesting. The year without a summer. No, they don't teach that in American history. They don't. The year without a summer. The weather shifts led to crops failures, famine worldwide. In Austria, a Catholic sect called the Postlianer. Oh my gosh! They ordered you know what as a supposed cure for the crisis, descending on one family in every village. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you all. That's kind of barbaric. It is barbaric, you all. Oh, wow. Whew. No, my gosh. I did not know that. That is, I hope we become a little bit more civilized, you all. Look, well, okay, look. A giant ice volcano. Is this what you're talking about right here, you all? A giant ice volcano in New York State Park tops 20 feet. Is that what you're talking about? 20 feet in height. Let me get this out of there. It's freezing weather in upstate New York. Letchworth State Park, renowned ice volcano to the top of 20 feet in height. The state park, located in western New York and Rochester, houses a gravity-fed fountain on the inside. The inn was built. It was constructed in 1800. Is this a real volcano or no? It's an ice structure. It's an ice volcano gained natural attention. Oh, well, it could be a volcano. I have no idea. Okay, they're trying to play jokes on us. They are, you all. A huge bubble of hot rock may be rising under New England. Geologic activity. Okay, you all. So Mauna Loa could end soon. Well, it did end soon, and so did the Mauna volcano eruption could end soon. It did because they ended the live streams for the Canada, France, Hawaii telescope, and they didn't show us anymore. As you can see right here, the last live feed that they put out was on December the 7th. They have not updated their cameras. I would think they probably won't. That's what I think. They're not going to update it because there's something there. That really does bother me. They're that they are not letting the public see what's going on in Hawaii at the volcanoes. This is the last video, was only 8 seconds long. That's it. 8 seconds. So yeah, we got wild things going on. It's like that song, Wild Thing. Boom, boom. That's right. I'm gonna go. It's 8:34. It doesn't seem like it's that early. It really doesn't. Once I hit that bed, I'm gonna be so tired. I really am. That's right. Jason Jackson, you aren't from this rim. Who ain't from this rim? Jason Jackson, right. You know what I can do? I can do this. I can. I'm gonna do this, you all. Watch me do this. No, Gina, honey, just do me. I can do this. Watch this. Window capture. Boom. I got a window capture event. I have just me. How am I going to do this? Where am I at on here, you all? I don't even know where I'm at on here. Here I am. I'm right here. I'm right here. Oh, they can take our money. I can see your all's comment. Oh, you're so welcome. Yes, you are so welcome, you all. We got this. Somebody got themselves in trouble. Well, yeah. That's right. Oh, Shauna Tucker, honey. My mother is so thankful. My stepdad's so thankful. He really is, you all. You know, you don't want to be without running water in your kitchen, or you can't use your washer, you can't use your dryer, you can't use your bathroom sink because the waters can't go nowhere because your main thing is clogged. It just happened over time. It did. I'm thankful that we got that taken care of, and it's all right. And I didn't mind one bit. I got to spend time with my mom and my stepdad, just like being at home again. It's okay. It's good to, be back like that. It is. It's perfect. I love it. We can do it, you all. So there. So, yeah, we've got it. Oh, Rambo 2. Wow, thing. You make my heart something. Yeah, you all. Have a good night yourself. That's right. I'm trying to look at the comments over this. Looking at the comments on the opposite side that I'm pointing. That's right. We are. You all have a wonderful evening to you all. Make sure that, get any last minute things you need, because did you see that sky where I was at today? They had the X's all in the skies everywhere. All in the skies. Big X's. Like, and that rainbow signature, when they have the great big halo around the sun. And it's like the perfect distance on both sides like this. You can see those little rainbow signatures. And it's the perfect distance of when the halo is there. But if you only see the little rainbow ones, it is in the sky all day long. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, you're really working overtime for that. That's right. Yeah. Oh, well, I can help you. I can help you. You all, let me, no, I just want to do it. No, I can't click on here, but I want to click on here. Oh, somebody already hit him. Thank you. Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to come on this channel if you don't want to. Don't. Really, it's your prerogative. It is. So, yeah, on both sides, but it's just perfectly like the perfect halo that's around it. All the way around it, you all. Every single bit of it. So I'm going to go. And thank you all for watching. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you all for coming on here. So really, why do they got to talk about that, prediction, and why did New York have such a, public service announcement on there? Why? It's like, sounds really kind of weird, really odd, when we're preparing for monster winter storms right now and stuff like that. To have something like that, it's not good. It isn't. That's okay. You all, we're going to come back, and I'm going to end this video. Did I already do that? I think I did. So, can't remember if I said it, you all, because I got myself distracted. I'm going to say it again. Hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, you all.